exactly what I'm...
I decided to
All right.
take like literally a few days off, not even a week. I was like, I'm just gonna chill for a bit before the expo, spend some time with myself. I have not spent 72 fucking hours off of this goddamn platform making content.
My dude's pissed.
Blizzard fucks barbarians. Like, I'm not even talking about one nerf. It was like 7. Then I wake up early. I didn't even want to wake up. It was like some fucking type of, what's the word for it? Like some kind of crazy, like telekinesis, telepathy, like remote viewing, crazy magic shit that I woke up at the exact moment that Twitch decided to kill their own website. I'm losing my fucking mind. And I'm laying in bed getting mad. Like, you guys ever read Twitter in bed and get mad about it? Well, that was me. I just got done doing that. So it's a sixth sense. It's clairvoyance. Yes, I can't believe this. And so I wake up and I read this fucking bullshit. And I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about the implications of it. Because
let's
a
go.
lot of people
Talk about the
aren't seeing
implications.
the bigger picture. And we're about to take a look at the whole thing.
Let's look at the whole thing.
Twitch has new branded content guidelines, so that means any sort of sponsored stream. And I want to dispel the illusion. We're gonna probably have to repeat myself 5 times about this. I want to dispel the illusion that Twitch is doing this for the viewer.
Yeah, laptop
Twitch
streamer
is
tag
doing
gone.
this so they can maintain a complete monopoly through the new system that they're planning on implementing to allow streamers to connect with brands. So what they're doing is they're removing things like, take a look at this, burned in display ads. Do you know why they're trying to remove this? It's so they can do it themselves and monopolize the profits at over 50% from the content creator. So if you think that, oh, it's because Twitch wants us to have a better experience, get the fuck out of here. Go back to fairy tale land with rainbows and unicorns. Absolutely fucking not. They're doing this. They're making things that are completely innocuous. Like, oh, we all agree that, let's see, what's some of the things that they shouldn't advertise? Oh, I don't know. Guns, maybe. A lot of people are from the U.S., so that's not a problem for them. Like scams. Oh, let's see, like ICOs, get rich. But they literally say that they don't want you to advertise get rich quick schemes. Well, by the way, I'm sorry to say, but Twitch is a get rich quick scheme too, so get the fuck out of here. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about everything else. Drug treatment centers. Yeah, you don't want anybody to seek treatment for overdose. Absolutely not. And this is what I find to be the cutest thing out of them all, is alcohol. What is the fucking logic in not allowing political content or cannabis, that's weed, pot related content, but you allow alcohol? In no fucking universe
low-key, that's kind of a fair
cannabis
point.
more dangerous or more deadly than alcohol. And I am so fucking sick. I never smoke weed, and
His energy is like stressing me. Like, he's so mad. Okay, so what's it? Can't read that. Harmful products and services, illegal products and services, certain gambling, so specific gambling situations. So like a lot of the videos that I've seen, he isn't necessarily mad. But sometimes like when he's got this energy, it's like, oof, okay, what's going on? You might have to slow down a little bit because he can go on some rants sometimes. But yeah, what? Additionally, we do not allow, okay, weapons, political content. So, okay, political content, is that just branded political content or just like can't talk about anything political? And at that point, it's like, what do you consider political? Because now everyone considers everything political. Why he is big and yeah, yeah. You just need to get more mad in rants. You need to work on your rants, and then you'll get massive. You know, Jarl's got some good rants. But But yeah, we'll go through this again.
Never drink alcohol, by the way. I don't do any of these things, so this has no point of personal gain for me. Smoking weed, people can do
Bro, I
that,
can
and
rant.
it's totally fucking fine. It doesn't hurt them. But alcohol kills millions of people. It ruins lives.
Facts.
It causes drunk drivers. Well, to be honest, drunk drivers cause drunk drivers. There are many alcohol.
That's a based take right there. Drunk drivers cause drunk drivers. Absolutely. And just on that point there, if you're drinking, you have a 50% increased likelihood of murdering someone or getting murdered yourself. Now, that might just be in the U.S. I'm not sure. But yeah, alcohol is actually really fucking dangerous. As I sip my vodka tonic, I'm just afraid I'm going to say something that isn't okay or sounds not okay. That's a huge concern. And I definitely get that. I try not to give a fuck. But at the end of the day, deep down inside, there's a little part of me that's like, you probably shouldn't say that. They're gonna come after me.
Enjoyers that enjoy it responsibly. I saw that on a commercial, and it's completely
I saw it on
fine.
a commercial.
But guess what? There are a lot more that don't. I think alcohol is a poison, and I think the entire world would be better off.
You should
if
not give your
nobody
enemies
drank it
alcohol.
ever. That's what I think. But I'm not going to make a fucking rule against it. And you know what else? I wouldn't make a rule against cannabis either. And you know what's so fucking disgusting? Because you can easily say that the reason why they're doing this is to be compliant with legal reasons, right? Of course. But what about political content? What about drug treatment centers? What the fuck are we talking about here?
That is a weird
In
one.
what
The drug
universe
treatment centers.
is promoting a political idea that a person believes in? In what universe is that more corrosive than alcohol? And before you say that, oh, what if it's a Nazi? There's already a thing about hateful products and services.
Yeah.
Let's not bring in the extremes to talk about an obvious reality. This is insane. Rip Hassan. Hassan's not taking sponsorships for politics. He does it for free.
Okay, so it is actually
this is
sponsored
not
content.
Rip Hassan.
Because I was thinking hashtag Rip Hassan also. But yeah, he doesn't take political sponsorships, so he wouldn't fall under this. So you can still talk about political things and have that as your content. You just can't take so if the DNC wanted to sponsor my stream, I couldn't do that. I try to be I try to censor myself too much. I just try to avoid topics that are too hot. I don't want to get canceled because I look at something different than someone else. I think I'm a pretty decent person. You're a great person. I think I'm a pretty decent person. I just know if you disagree with the wrong people, you can get into hot water. This might be a hot take. I genuinely believe from the things that I've seen and following this cancel culture, and it's a lot of people want to say that cancel culture is just a thing or whatever. But everyone does it. It doesn't matter whether you're left, right, in the middle, up, down. Everyone has some level of cancel culture, and cancel culture is part of human society in general. We've always had some level of it. But I genuinely believe that, especially in today's day and age, you're only canceled if you let people cancel you. Sure, you can get kicked off of platforms or whatever, but there's always somewhere to go. Which, is that the right thing to do? I don't know. What's it? I know. Here's one of those touchy subjects, right? Alex Jones. Not a huge fan of him. He got canceled. He was the first big one to really get canceled off of social media, all this other stuff. He lost all his channels. He still has a fucking website. He still has a Reddit page. He still has all these other areas where his followers can go to him. And at that point, what you created was just a really tight-knit echo chamber for just his ideas and his little cult there. So it's all right, well, sure, you canceled him, but in that, did you actually do anything? Not really. So I don't think canceling anyone. You only get canceled if you let people cancel you. Because even then, like a lot of these people, if they get canceled and then they'll apologize, and yeah, we need more sound clips. But like, yeah, if a lot of these people they'll get canceled, right, and then they apologize for it, but it doesn't matter. Your apology means nothing because it's not seen as genuine because you already did the thing and you've already been canceled. Also, I think cancel culture hurts more than it helps us. I genuinely believe that as well. I need more more of his nuts. He's got the best sound clips. But yeah, that's kind of where I land on the whole cancel culture thing. Um, I'm not worried about it. One, because I don't have a viewership, so like, what are they gonna do? Take away nothing? You know, fucking 0 divided by 10 is still 0. Um, but yeah, that's that whole.
Think about
Continue
this for
on.
5 minutes. So anyway, it's not helping anybody. Like, and this is the thing again. This is why I had to go live, because I see people saying, "Haha, rip Hissan." No, it's not. It's not going to do anything to him. He's a fucking multi-millionaire living in a $3 million. You guys hear about that? Yeah, I think everybody has by now. Living in a $3 million socialist mansion, which, by the way, I completely support. And they think that they're going to get we got Hissan. No, you didn't. This has nothing to do with him. I'm losing my fucking mind. It's not going to affect him at all. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm probably going to do that for the majority of this. Let's talk about what happened. Less than
what happened? Let us know.
It's a little bit ago. Twitch came out with a update to their branded content guidelines, and they made massive rulings about what you can and can't do sponsored streams for, and different types of ways that you can do a sponsored stream that will be no longer allowed on Twitch starting on July 1st. This is not effective immediately. It's starting on July 1st.
Number 13 on
I'm going to turn it down just a tad bit, okay? Anyway,
So
let's go ahead and let's talk about what some of these rules are. This is the actual. We're going to look actually at the post itself, and we're going to look at it. So branded content will enable automated disclosure message on your stream, and stream archives shown below. It says includes paid promotion. This is something that's present on YouTube. Now let's talk about what's okay about this and what's not. So these are the things that you're allowed to do. You're allowed to have branded panels. You're allowed to showcase products in the background. You're allowed to have links to sites that promote other things. You can discuss and unbox products, and you can play sponsored games. These
Sounds
are
cool.
So you can only have a logo on your stream that is less than 3% of the screen size. Now, I wonder. So
that one there, Ludwig also mentioned that like he had an issue with that too, because like 3% of your screen, so like 3% of your screen is like right here in like a square, and then for a banner it's like right here. And that doesn't seem like a huge spot, but I guess if you're making money off of, I thought Twitch already did the branded. Well, that's the thing. Twitch has their own banners and branded content kind of advertisements, but if you're subscribed to that, then you don't get them, right? So if I'm subscribed to you, right? And if you wanted to have a sponsor and you had a little banner here, or like a banner here, or like a side kind of banner, right? I'm paying for your content and I'm still seeing ads. You know what I mean? So it sounds like that's what the idea is, and why it seems like Twitch just kind of wants to monopolize that advertisement revenue coming in, because Twitch doesn't make money off of your little banner up in the corner, or your little embedded thing. I guess that's what I've gotten from it, at least. You know, but at the end of the day, that doesn't seem so crazy to me. Maybe it's because I don't deal with sponsors, but I feel like the NASCAR analogy that I made earlier makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, we're driving Twitch's NASCAR, so they have control on what advertisement goes on their car. We don't get to just say, "Hey, I like Apple, so I'm going to put an Apple sticker on your NASCAR." Like we're using Twitch's platform, so it seems like it makes sense that they determine what advertising uh, looks like on their platform. And yeah, from what I understand, they take a large portion of it, anywhere from 50 to 70%. Um, so I'm not sure, but you know what I mean there.
So what happens if like somebody at Twitch is using a monitor resolution that's different than the streamer's monitor resolution? Like, let's say they're using a 600 by 800 or they're on mobile, so it has a different ratio. And then does the streamer get banned because it's 4% on their screen
don't
and
think anyone's getting
3%
banned.
on the streamers? Like, what happens?
Probably get a
here?
warning.
So it's just such an insane thing. It doesn't matter what the fuck. It doesn't matter exactly. The idea.
What's that? I mean, I don't mind having a banner or logo. Gotta make sure I get my box. Banner or logo. You know, I hate paying for ad-free YouTube, then watching a video where there's creator puts fair, yeah, where a creator puts an ad that they did. On the other side of that, I know that's how they make their money, so I just skip the ad. um, you know, I have more and more stopped skipping ads on YouTube. Especially like if I find a creator that I like and their videos have good production value, I'll watch their ads. And like low key, some of the ads are really like ads are getting really entertaining also. So I don't mind watching ads. It kind of sucks when like, you know, you're a minute into the video, you get an ad and then they have, "Oh, now I want to talk to you about Raid Shadow Legend." You know, it's like, "All right, well now you're sucking me out of two ads." Hey, Jorge! What's up, my dude? What's going on here? We are playing some RuneScape. I'm catching chinchillas, and I got to get 716 more before I can do something a lot more interesting. And then we're watching Asmongold here talk about the new Twitch advertisement guidelines. So he's real pissed off about it. And he's saying that him and the whole OTK crew is possibly switching to YouTube because they do not like the new ad guidelines. So we're kind of talking about that, man. Welcome in. Love to see ya. But yeah, that's kind of that whole situation. Yeah, yeah, and distracting Dimension from getting his stuff set up. But you got hours before it, man. We're good. We're good before we stream together.
Content creators, and it allows Twitch to once again monopolize the space of monetizing their platform on Twitch. And I really
real quick, I want to throw some shout outs. We'll get Dimension a shout out. He is part of the reason why I even started streaming. We got a real funny story. We talked about streaming so often years ago. Not really so often, but we talked about streaming for a while. He finally took the plunge and started streaming. And that kind of gave me some confidence in streaming myself. Yeah, we're the reason we both started streaming. There we go. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Yo Jorge. He is a really cool dude. Plays a lot of Overwatch. And he's a fun guy to talk to, really personable. And we catch him on the channel sometimes as well. I gotta get a second monitor is what I gotta, because this whole switching to the laptop just to give shout outs. Oh, you were playing Paladins. Okay. So kind of branching off a little bit from Overwatch. Dude, the Overwatch Twitch viewership dropped, man. Last time I saw it, it was like hovering around that 12,000 viewers when it was easily sitting. Oh no, I lost a box. Damn it. Oh, I'm going to have to go back to town and grab another box. Fuck a duck. Um but yeah, Overwatch has really dropped in viewership. Um so yeah, check out Dimension and Yo Jorge. We'll be on Dimension's channel a little later. Fuck, I gotta go to Varrock. We'll be on Dimension channel a little later doing shit. What's that? Lord of the Rings. What's it called? I said it earlier. Dimension. Adventures in Middle Earth. Yes, we'll be playing Adventures in Middle Earth later. So that's one of my favorite games right now. It's so fun. Oh no. All right, I don't want you guys seeing my pin. Hold on. Black box, and we're gonna take this black box and put it right here. Perfect. Okay. You can't see that. I hope you didn't see that. Okay, yeah. Not that I have a whole lot in my... Sit that there. Yeah, you'll be lurking a bit. Have a good time streaming, bro. Thank you, Jorge. Always appreciated to have you around. That's it. Decided to finally take the plunge, start streaming because I saw the start of the podcast. Yeah, the podcast. Ooh, dude, we got good stuff coming on the podcast soon. We're actually gonna take a few boxes. I don't have a Feldup Hills teleport. Yeah, we have another guy that's kind of hanging out with everyone's here. Everyone's here and everything's amazing. Hello, Scott Dog. See, he heard we were given he heard we were given shout outs, so he wanted to get in on the action. What is up, dude? We're playing some RuneScape. Oh, nice. We got 2.4 mil out of that, 1.4 mil out of that. Wonderful. We're sitting pretty. Yeah, Dimension, would you be able to give Scott Dog a shout out for me so I don't have to go around and do a whole bunch of stuff? Oh wait, let me get my Utubby back on. What are we looking for? We want a Feldup Hills teleport. Buy 10 of those. Oh shit. All right. Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, dude. Oh, it is riveting gameplay here. But yeah, Scott Dog, you might be interested in this as well. We've been watching Asmongold here talk about the new Twitch guidelines. I don't know if you've seen anything about it. You just want 10. I guess there's a lot of stuff about branded content that the big streamers are real upset about. So that's kind of what we've been hanging out talking about right now. We can put the diamond in there. I don't need a pie. Don't need a and honestly, we don't need all this teleport. Varrock Telly. Our Telly down here. Hey, Telly down here. Telly here. There we go. Yeah, so apparently a bunch of people are upset about, oh, did someone steal my spot already? God, this place is congested. Oh, you aren't even hunting chins. Hold up. It's like in the way. I might be on a completely different spot than I would like. So, yeah, apparently it sounds like a big deal. It doesn't necessarily affect me or like Dimension or anything because we don't really have sponsors. But yeah, the big streamers are real upset about it. But we're gonna pop back into the video here and kind of get some more insight on what's going on. Yeah, yeah, Dimension. Yeah, if you see anyone Dimension that like we know and we hang out with and stuff like that, we'll shout them out. Have a whole Dimension behind me. Uh, but so yeah, you don't need a bunch of sponsors. You got the whole Dimension. Like me. I see how it would upset these huge streamers start losing money. Well, one thing that I was watching Ludwig earlier, he was talking about how if you do events or tournaments and stuff, a lot of the times you have to get sponsors for that to actually make the production value worth it to actually make money on it. So that was kind of one of his big stress points. And I was like, okay, that actually makes a little bit of sense. I can see that being an issue. But yeah, while I'm looking, perfect. Nice. Got my spot back. We'll pop back into the video real quick. And exactly. And because I don't work with sponsors, I would have never thought about something like that, But yeah, we'll pop back in here and see what's going on.
Really want to say, can somebody please find me the tweet of, in response to people's concerns of the of Twitch making these advertising and these monetization updates. This was maybe like 6 months ago, of the person who was like the product manager at Twitch talking about how this wouldn't affect personal existing streams, because I wanted to find that. Pretty important, and your voice is powerful. Go live on Asmongold. Neither of that matters. What matters is the YouTube video.
Ludwig's fucking
Streams
stacked,
are,
man. He's got fuck you level money.
They're over, and nobody cares about them after they're over. What matters is the YouTube video. Who gives a fuck about the stream? And I already tweeted about this, etc. Why shouldn't they get money? It's their platform. Well, it's simple, because there's other platforms that don't try to steal money in that way from content creators anyway. That's the reason why. And it's also, I think that they're already making money in a...
That was a question that I had watching Ludwig's video, is do other platforms have similar regulations on the ad revenue, ad kind of spaces? Like I know, like it's basically Twitch's probably has the biggest market share. Hey, that's 79 Hunter. Yeah, 700 chins to go. Twitch probably has the largest market share, followed by YouTube, I'm guessing. TikTok is getting into live streaming, but then also there's like, what's it? Rumble is one, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones as well. I'm curious if they have similar guidelines as far as ads go.
So why would you stream on a platform that tries to encroach on your own content and take things away from you and make things, by the way, this is what's so crazy about this, is that burned in video ads.
Mixer, they were a Twitch killer.
Streamers may not insert video ads directly into their streams. Yeah. So that means, do you remember that sponsorship that I did with Dungeon?
Well, like saying something's a Twitch killer is like saying, oh, this new search engine's gonna kill Google. You know what I mean? Like, Google is the largest search engine in the world, and YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And they're also Google. You know what I mean? So it's like to say something's a Twitch killer is kind of crazy.
And Dragons, theoretically, I wouldn't have been able to do that, because that video, I was showing it for a sponsorship. And the problem that I have with this is that there's actually no logical reason for why this is problematic, that content creators can't do this. And I actually want to talk about the reason why Twitch is doing this. The reason why Twitch is doing this is because they're trying to create their own product placement platform and their own product placement catalog, similar to how bounties are and things like that. And what they're doing is that they're making competing types of advertisements against the rules, so Twitch can have a complete monopoly over the way that people monetize platform on their website in a way that they've never had before. Yeah, they want to take a cut out of all the ads. And this is also, keep in mind, this is right off the heels of them going from 70% for streamers down to 50%. So they're saying, hey, we're gonna cut your revenue. We're gonna give you 20% less money, and it's 20% out of 100. But to be honest, what's 20% out of 50? That's a lot, right? That is a huge amount. That, like, if you took a pay cut like that at your job, I bet you'd probably start looking for another job. And people are like, well, you can still make sponsorship money, etc., right? And now you can't even do that without Twitch trying to get their hand in the cookie jar. And that's really what's going on. This is mostly coming from Amazon top executives. Well, I don't really know where it's coming from. Does it really matter? And so anyway, the point that I'm making with this is that this is not being done in the interest of the viewer.
10 is in like 10%, like Twitch takes 90% of your ad revenue. I'm not sure what the 10 is for. Because like if Twitch is taking 90%, that's a little. 20%. Well, yeah, 20% of 50 is it's a big chunk, really.
In the interest of the viewer, maybe you would say it's the screen, it's the size of the logo, etc. And also, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to take anything that Twitch does in terms of advertising as it being in good faith of the best, what's best for the viewer. Whenever they allow streamers, and they even incentivize streamers to run 3 minutes of ads at a time over their own live broadcasts. This is insane. And so, yeah, they do not care about the viewer experience. They care about making the ways that they want to monetize the platform literally against the rules for people to do on their own, so they can make all of the money and take a larger cut away from the streamers. And so let's talk about the other ones. Insert burned in display ads. Streamers may not display or have banner ads directly into their streams. So what that means right here is that you're not able to have a banner on your screen. Now, is there a reason why you're not able to have a banner on your screen? Absolutely not. There's no logical reason why this is problematic. And how many of you guys, if you've looked at Twitch on like maybe your phone, or you've looked at it on maybe like your PC, you've seen these ads by Twitch? How many of you guys have seen these exact types of ads by Twitch? Yes, many people have seen this. And so I want to re-emphasize, they are only doing this so they can cut into more of creators' money, and they can take control more of what creators are doing. Yeah, there's a huge problem with them. Twitch doesn't get a 50% cut. Exactly, that's what it is. There's definitely a good reason they sell ad space and have streamers burn ads, compete with their ad sales. Well, there it is. And if they want to sell ad space and they want to do that, that sounds fine.
That's exactly
but
what it is.
The truth is that there's platforms like YouTube, Rumble, and Kick that don't do that. And at a certain point, whenever you can't monetize...
From what Ludwig was saying, on YouTube, there is a similar thing, like where like you can't have burned in ad banners and stuff like that. Like they don't have a weird, size requirement. Like you can't have 3% of your screen, as an ad space. But Ludwig also said that YouTube was similar in that aspect. Scott Dog, you weren't here for it. I'm curious because like you've been streaming for a bit, haven't you? And once those three platforms, because nearly as big as Twitch for live. Wait, hold on. Once those three platforms become nearly as big as Twitch for live streaming, which will probably never happen, they will do the same exact thing. Fair. One thing that I mentioned to Dimension when we were talking about this is like, I use the NASCAR analogy where it's like Twitch is the car, right? Twitch owns the vehicle, and it would be crazy to see a NASCAR driver say, "Oh, well, I know you have all of this ad space specifically for your car, but I'm going to add more ad space on there for my own usage." And the NASCAR ownership isn't going to get a cut of that. I can see that argument. Again, don't really have a horse in the race right now. It's obviously they want to monopolize the revenue that comes through, and they're missing, especially from the big streamers. Top 1% of streamers actually really make money off of Twitch, like where they can do it as a job. We got a bunch of people out here like me and like a bunch of people who stream to either no one or 10 people, something like that. We aren't making money off of what's going on. We don't have sponsorships and stuff like that. I can see where, also sad to see huge streamers are making a year instead of a well, even then, like it's still putting in a lot of work, right? And like in our modern society, it is crazy that you can just make money off of creating content, right? That's a weird thing. Yeah, it's not a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Especially like, and for the people who are going through and like they're in that transition period where they have a full-time job and they're making just enough off of Twitch, where it almost makes sense to go Twitch full-time. You know what I mean? Like that's a weird spot to be in, I can imagine. And to have this come up where it's like the only way I can really realistically do this is if I take a sponsorship, right? You know what I mean? Like that really puts them in a weird spot where now they have to be working 2 full-time jobs to actually kind of make things work. I can see where that can be a stress point. Even then, that's still like it seems like it's still targeting that top 1% of Twitch streamers. But yeah, it's an interesting situation. Bro, if I could make that much money by streaming, I would shave my beard every stream. I can't wait for the beard stream.
You're losing, close to 40% of your money from these ads. That Twitch just decides to give you a 40% pay cut if you're taking 70-30 from Twitch. And then they also say, well, we're going to take this money from your branded deals as well. Why would you not be moving over to Rumble or Kick or another platform?
Because they don't have the market share. That's why.
Esports broadcasts are filled with sponsors and have ads in between matches. With this change, they might not even happen on Twitch anymore. It doesn't matter. And I want to make sure you guys understand this, that I'm going to be totally fine no matter what happens. Because I will always adapt and change.
Yeah, because no one's heard of Rumble. I've heard of Rumble.
Listen,
never looked at it.
That's just how it is. Don't worry about me. Everybody, all my friends, we're totally going to be fine.
Yeah.
I will always find a way to.
Twitch
take
has the market
of
share. That's really what it comes out to be.
Interest.
And
this will be.
And when you have the market share, you get to determine how the game is played. At the end of the day, if you are the biggest fish in the pond, you get to determine what the rules are. And until you become a threat, you don't get to do shit. You just have to play by the rules and hope that eventually people come to your platform, right? That's exactly what it is. So because you have the market share, you can do stuff like this. And guess what? People are going to follow it. They're going to play by the rules, and Twitch is going to make a shit ton of money out of it. Because that's what companies do. They're like, companies don't work off of negative profit. You know what I mean?
Be no different. However, a lot of other people will not, and Twitch is just going to be taking more of their money for no reason. But the problem is that the experience for streamers, especially small streamers, is not as important as the experience for the viewer. And the truth is that giving a streamer the autonomy to decide how large this banner is a decision a streamer makes in regards to their own community. They decide the size of this banner, and the community either accepts it or does not accept it. I think that there have been sponsorships probably you guys have seen before that, a streamer has done, and people are like, hey, that's too sellout-y, I don't really like that. It was too on the nose, so maybe try to dial it back a little bit more next time, and they do. Well, now Twitch takes that opportunity and that trust that the content creators built with their audience away from them, and now Twitch's ads are bigger than any streamer's ads. Fuck, they replace the whole stream sometimes.
Yeah, but not if you're subscribed though.
So here's
is the
another one
thing.
here. Streamers may not insert audio ads directly into their streams. So there we go. You're not able to insert an audio ad into your stream. Why is that? So now they're controlling the audio that you have on your stream. Make-A-Wish Foundation is banned. Theoretically, I could not do
That's
my
a
sponsored...
good point.
Actually, that's a very good point. So over the years...
That is a very good point. Thank you, Yasmin. Yeah, I think that is the most realistic situation here, is that they're doing something a little that'll piss enough people off, and then they'll dial it back just a little bit to see like, hey, it wasn't as bad as that one, right? And then they'll keep on going. They'll just dial it back. Twitch Turbo. I haven't even heard of Twitch Turbo. What the hell is Twitch Turbo? No, I think that makes total sense, honestly, because like if you set a bar and then people are real pissed off about you, then you just dial it back down. It's like, all right, well, I guess we'll take it, you know. Ad-free pass on Twitch. Oh, so you could just pay Twitch directly and then not get ads on anyone? Do the streamers actually get anything from that? So instead of subbing to a ton, you can get Turbo and that, but it doesn't support the streamers. Well, like, me being a viewer and also looking at Twitch as like, you know, people are doing this not just for a hobby, but some people are really trying to do this and actually make something out of it so that they can kind of get out of the rat race and the 9 to 5 and stuff like that. I don't think that would make sense, but maybe I'm just looking at it from a different point of view. Like if I was just a consumer and not trying to do content and create it, I can see saying, oh, I'll just pay Twitch and not get ads on anyone, right? You know what I mean? That's it. I need to hold on. I gotta widen out my little chat thing. Here we go. So I can see a little more now. No TV. Oh shit. Oh shit. I got a lot of chins. People literally watch Twitch and only Twitch. Yes. Yeah. If you're just watching Twitch just for fun and you don't have any intentions of supporting creators, I can honestly see Twitch Turbo being good. You know, like when the internet came out, I know I'm a little young because, like, you know, I was born in 95, so by the time I was really gaining consciousness, that's when the internet came out. But it seems like we made a decision whether we want free websites and free content that we can enjoy, but will handle ad space, right? I can hear the dial up now. You know, like it was either we pay for all the content that we see and we get the content exactly like we want it, or we deal with free content and we have the freedom to kind of move around and subscribe to things and stuff like that, right? So when we made that decision to say, hey, we want free content, but we're accepting that we're just going to get ads everywhere. I think a lot of that is kind of not necessarily backfiring, but changing right now where it's like, okay, I really like Twitch, but I'm going to pay Twitch itself so that I can just view whatever I want within that specific website. And I think the thing about Twitch is that subscribing to a specific person means that you're supporting that person and what they're doing. You know, that's why I was telling Dimension earlier that I watch ads now on YouTube videos. You know, if it's a content creator that I enjoy watching, I will sit through their ads. Maybe I'll walk away and do something like that, but that's my way of supporting the content creator by sitting down, doing what I need to do and watch their ads. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, no, internet's not free, but like it's free to make a Facebook account. It's free to make a Twitch account. You can go through your whole Twitch experience and it be free for you. You just have to sit through ads. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I was getting at there. But yeah, Yeah, we'll continue on through the video. Lots of good stuff happening in chat. I love it. I love it. This is what I'm here for.
Years, I have raised over $1 million. And whenever I say I mean we. We have raised...
I missed a little bit of that.
So there we go. You're not able to insert an audio ad into your stream. Why is that? So now they're controlling the audio that you have on your stream. Make-A-Wish Foundation is banned.
No, I get you.
Theoretically, I could not do my sponsored... Actually, that's a very good point.
Right, yeah.
So
imagine
over the
spending
years,
a buck every time you want to
raised
Google
over
something.
$1 million. And whenever I say I mean we. We have raised over $1 million for Games for Love. And this is basically like I was gonna say agency, but it's a company that what they do is it's pretty simple. They just give PCs and like fucking like video game systems to kids in hospitals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've raised over $1 million for them, just on my stream. Not to mention other people on the platform. And based off of Twitch's rules, that type of a sponsorship and that type of a deal would no longer be allowed on the platform, even if it's charity. That's right. We raised almost $400,000 for Ukraine whenever the Ukraine war started last year. Under these rules, I would get banned for that. Under these rules, I would get banned for raising
I just don't think
money
anyone's getting
to
banned
give kids
for
in hospitals a video
like you're
game
gonna get a
system.
few warnings, I would assume. You're not just
That's
gonna
right.
get flat out
That's where
banned
we're
for it.
at. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Prohibited branded content categories. We do not allow promotion of products and services. I think that all of this kind of stuff is pretty much fine. Everybody pretty much agrees on this. And I think this has already been the case.
Right.
They don't want to
Yeah,
sell...
they're more than likely
so you
not gonna
can't
target
advertise,
charity shit.
KKK outfits, probably not buying drugs. You can't do gambling.
Fair enough.
Only you can do.
You
gambling.
can do
I
gambling.
want to make this extremely
Yeah, you
clear.
can gamble.
You can advertise gambling on Twitch. You just can't advertise certain websites that are not based in the U.S. on Twitch, like Stake. Twitch did not ban gambling, and slots is still a popular category on the platform. So just keep that in mind, is gambling was not banned. Unauthorized sharing of private information, of course this makes sense, spam, and additional, we do not allow the following products and services. Weapons, so okay, adult-oriented products.
For all those
pornography.
explosive,
So does that mean, like, for
explosive
example,
sponsors there are?
Patreon. How many of you guys know of a girl that does something on Patreon that's not art? Well, it is art, but it's not that kind of art. And
Not
does
that
that
kind
mean
of
no
art.
OnlyFans? Well, you already can't do that. But it's like, for example, Cutie Cinderella had a Fansly advertisement during the Streamer Awards. And this was, by the way, an event that was sanctioned and promoted by Twitch. Like, I understand, like, for example, if Twitch wants to ban...
Dude, don't get me started on
website
early
like that. That's fine
YouTube,
with me.
man.
A pornography
crazy
website,
shit that
'cause that's
we-
what fan...
What's it? I used to watch, not like routinely, but there is a website called wimp.com. I don't know if it's still around. I don't know if y'all have heard of it. Oh yeah, YouTube was the Wild West. Early internet was the Wild West. You can find beheading videos, people getting stoned, all kinds of crazy shit. Just browsing around. But wimp.com was like, it was kind of like a forum where you'd have just a bunch of links all throughout the page. That's all it was links. It was kind of like the early rendition of like 4chan or Reddit or Tumblr, where it's just like a big blog site. And it was just all links, and you click on a link and you had no idea what you were looking until you actually click the link. Early internet was fucking nuts. And it's weird because, like, I think my generation was the last generation to really experience early internet. My little brother, he's 14 right now. Yeah, something like that. He's like 14 right now. He'll never understand what early internet was. Because, like, everything he consumes as far as internet goes is highly controlled. There's not many websites. Maybe Reddit is, or no, I guess 4chan is kind of the last unregulated, for the most part, website around. But even then, you can still find crazy shit. You can find crazy shit on YouTube too. I think what you used to watch on YouTube, and YouTube is still around, as if a site like YouTube came out today, it would be early YouTube and wouldn't last. Yeah, it'd get shut down real quick, for sure.
Ansley is. If they want to ban that, that's totally okay. I don't mind that because you have a primarily young audience. But if you have such a primarily young audience, I wonder what kills more people here. Do you think, let's go ahead and let's do a tier list of what kills the most people.
Yep.
Watching a political advertisement, smoking weed, or drinking alcohol. I wonder which one is the worst. How many deaths a year does alcohol cause? So I just like to look at this right here.
A crazy amount.
Show you right now. It's estimated that more than 140,000 people, approximately 97,000 men, die from alcohol-related causes annually, making alcohol the fourth leading preventable cause in death in the United States. This is only in the United States, by the way.
That's
behind
so
tobacco,
fucking
poor diet, and physical inactivity and illegal drugs. So yeah.
And like, I'm not super into like drugs, you know what I mean? But that's a fair point. That alcohol is so much more dangerous than weed. I mentioned to Dimension earlier when he was hanging out, if you are drinking alcohol, if you're drunk, you have a 50% more likelihood of killing someone or being killed yourself simply for being drunk, which is crazy that is just accepted in society. No, and that's the thing. That's the thing to mention. I don't think alcohol should be banned. I don't think weed should be banned. I don't think substances should be banned, at least with the structure of America and how its constitution is set. And I think almost all, I wouldn't say almost all, a fair amount of websites and internet consumption is United States based, right? The most popular websites are based in the U.S., right? So there is that level of United States culture within websites. But no, I don't think alcohol should be banned. I don't think weed should be banned. No, I get you. I think it's still I still think it's a reasonable idea to explore, though. You know what I mean? Even though it was a joke, and I get the joke. I make the joke myself. But no, I don't think the government and I don't think institutions should be in charge of determining what you should do to your own body. You know what I mean? Because we already have laws on assault and reckless driving and stuff like that. If this is where I want to be very specific with, very particular with my words. If someone wants to sit there and do meth in their house, I don't think that's my problem. Do I think meth is bad? Yeah, probably. I don't plan on doing meth anytime soon. But if someone just wants to chill out, do meth, whatever that may be, right? That's not my issue. It's when that person doing meth goes out and fucks up someone else's life. That's where the issue is. And there's already laws. The whole, I'm the government and I'm an institution, I'm going to determine what you do with your own body just doesn't make sense to me. It completely goes beyond what the idea of the nation is about. That's just a personal thing. Well, yeah, the government doesn't make sense at all. Yeah. Legalize everything. Focus on rehabilitation and assistance for addicts. Well, and like that's a thing. Is it all? So if it's not the government's job to determine what you can and cannot do with your own body, is it also their job to fix your problem when you have the problem? Is kind of a big thing. Separation of church and state. Literally every third word is God, and there Agree. Well, so the separation of church and state isn't in the Constitution. Is the crazy thing. That was just an idea that one of the founders had. Like, the Constitution is a very Christian document. When you read it through, it's a very Judeo-Christian idea. It pulls a lot from like things like the Ten Commandments and stuff like that. But even then, the founders had the idea that, well, if this is supposed to be a haven for everyone to come through, having a specific religion control the government doesn't make sense. If we're supposed to be a free nation, some people may not have the Judeo-Christian ideas. And at that time, I mean, fuck, the Quakers were the first ones to really come over here and try settling shit. So that's why there was the First Amendment, which allowed freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of press. That's kind of where that whole thing came from. Not to be their job to fix, yeah. But I like the idea that there would be programs that you can take part in. Yes, and I personally, and I could be wrong, this is just my own little feelies on that situation, right? It's not the government's job to fix you, but they should have kind of programs to help you. I think that's where charities come from. I think that's also not the purpose of government. I think that's the purpose of charities. Yeah, and again, could be wrong, could be insensitive of me, but it just, the thing with the government is that it will never stop growing. So once it grows, it doesn't go backwards. You know what I mean? Sure. Yeah. A lot of charities are set up wrong for sure, and that's where the government would come into play. Is if your charity is not doing what it says it's supposed to do on paper, then that's where the government would take its place. Just want universal income and let the robots take my yeah, just accept it. Yeah, robots taking your jobs, like that's another one, man. When so in the times where people were like if we were farmers, right? I'm gonna sit there. I'm sitting there. I'm plowing my stuff, right? And then I see my neighbor. He's got a fucking ox doing the work for him, and it's like, shit. That ox is gonna take my job, And it goes on to, my whole job is to take this cart. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna run someone to where they need to go. And then they see cars, and it's like, fuck, I can't do that. You know what I mean? So like, something's always gonna take your job. Like that's kind of a ridiculous thing to say. Like, what's it? Tucker Carlson had said something about that, where he said that he would ban automated trucks in a heartbeat if he was dictator for a day. And it's like, you're gonna, like, I get the technology might not necessarily be there right now, but there's always gonna be something to. I think there is an idea of universal basic income where, like, I pay so much in taxes. Why not just stop taking taxes from me and let me keep my money? Right? And then that'll help me out, I think, more so than universal basic income. But, that's probably, I haven't quite ironed out the details of that idea, but that's just my first instinct. But a robot taking job isn't a scary thing if we actually use all those astronomical profits to take care of our citizens. Well, I don't think the government should be a money-making machine. Like that's not the point of the government. The government shouldn't be making money in the first place. It's supposed to be the government's supposed to be taking their tithe just enough so that they can do what they need to do, which is a very limited scope of things on what they're doing now. Enough of that little rant, though. I'm gonna get back to the YouTube video before I get myself in trouble.
Alcohol is still okay if you mark it as mature, but political content isn't okay in any context. So according to Twitch, political debate is more harmful to you than alcohol. Isn't that incredible? And by the way, I know some people are, like you're not a fan of Hassan's politics. This is only for sponsored political stuff. So Hassan isn't going to be able.
Yeah,
it's
Hassan's
he
fine.
can do whatever he wants because he's not getting paid for it.
Also,
It has
he's got
nothing
fuck
to
you
do-
money,
this
so
isn't
like
going
he
to
doesn't.
affect
It
him
doesn't.
at
It doesn't
all.
affect him.
It won't do anything to him. Burned in refers to pre-recorded ads or commercials that are embedded directly into the stream. Twitch streamers are not allowed to include promotions, sponsorships, or other advertisements for third-party sponsors or advertisers in their streams if Twitch offers a comparable ad format. And I actually never read this until right now. This line
Yeah,
right
that kind of
here
says it all.
tells you everything that you need to know. Because what they're doing is they are making competing with Twitch against the rules. That's what they're doing. They're saying, you cannot compete with Twitch on our advertising. We want complete control over it, and you cannot monetize your platform in a way that we can monetize your platform. Because we want to get our hands in your pocket and make money off of you. Does YouTube do this? No. Does Rumble do this? No. Does Kick do this? Absolutely not. There was a post about multi-streaming. Oh, yeah, here you go. I just want to read this. Simulcasting. When you are streaming live on Twitch services, you may not simultaneously live stream or broadcast simulcast on any other Twitch-like service, meaning any web-based network
streamers make money
platform or
off of
service
Twitch,
that
yeah.
supports live streaming of user-generated content without advanced written permission from Twitch. For clarity, you may simulcast on mobile-first services that support live streaming.
Okay, so that there, right? You see a lot of streamers, at least I do. They'll stream on TikTok as well, but because it's primarily a mobile platform, they're allowed to stream on Twitch and stream on TikTok as well, which is nice that they didn't limit that. But what they're saying there, I guess, is like you can't stream on Twitch and stream on YouTube at the same time, for example. Yeah, and when I've seen people stream on Twitch or on TikTok, I'm like, oh, how are you streaming on Twitch and TikTok? I thought that was against the rules. But I guess it's because it's a primarily mobile-based platform.
This section does not apply to nonprofit or government entities. Yes, of course. And so what they're saying is that, yeah, Rip Ninja. So they're making simulcasting.
Yeah,
and streaming
exactly.
on
That's
multiple
been a thing.
against the rules for everybody. Because previously it used to only be against the rules for partners and I think also affiliates. So you had a lot of people who weren't taking affiliate or partner because they didn't want to have to exclusively stream on Twitch. And Twitch saw that, and so the way they solved that problem is that they just made it to where everybody can't do it. So
and that's actually something that I was talking to. I keep pausing a bit. Apologize for that. But I was actually talking to Jarl about that, where I was asking him about, well, do I want to take affiliate as soon as I get it? Because what if I find that, for example, I get more exposure, more discoverability, and more views on YouTube, for example, if I stream on Twitch and YouTube. And he mentioned that I guess it makes more sense and it's better in the long run to just pick, get your affiliate, do what you got to do, and then just make YouTube videos, which I haven't done on YouTube videos because honestly, if I had enough money for an editor, that would be perfect. I can't stand editing videos. It's fun to learn new things, but in like editing, and it's like, oh sweet, I know how to do that now. But fuck, I hate editing. So yeah, I guess I wasn't the only one in thinking, oh, I'm not going to take affiliate because I might be able to play both sides of the fence here. But I guess that's a good thing that I didn't, because that's not necessarily allowed.
This also applies to tournaments. Any sort of tournament that you could do on Twitch is now non-existent. You can't make money off of the tournaments anymore because they're also simulcasted on YouTube and also Twitch.
Right.
They also won't be able to monetize their tournaments at all because they can't use these branded deals that allow the tournaments to exist. As somebody who's set up multiple events, many events, this is something that will completely destroy any sort of event that Twitch ever wanted to have. Twitch will continue to add super rules because streamers like you are married to the platform. What's your opinion on switching to YouTube? Great question. I think that if this deal goes through, obviously they have until July 1st to start enforcing it. I will actively start looking for a non-exclusive deal on another platform. And I will pursue streaming on another platform. I'm not going to just completely quit Twitch. I don't think that's the right thing to do for the viewers. At least not right off the rip. But I will start actively looking for another platform to stream on, because it doesn't matter. The reason why I can make more money on another platform, my like awareness, the people that know about me, like my discoverability, maybe I might get a lower viewer count over there, but I got over 50 million views on YouTube last month. What
That's
the fuck do you
fucking
think I care
nuts.
about if I'm getting 8 or 10,000 viewers?
I can't.
I think every
imagine.
single other person who's a streamer should do the
Yeah,
exact
looking
same
at
thing I am.
look at the other two options.
There is no
Fuck
reason
this fucking sandwich
for
lady,
Twitch
man.
to do this other than to monetize, monopolize, and take advantage of smaller
Oh
streamers.
shit! Have a pie for
And
free.
keep in mind, this is all streamers. This is fucking somebody
want a
like
sandwich
me
lady.
over,
I want a
and it's
genie.
fucking over the 300 viewer Andy that you watch for your own niche game at night. This is fucking everybody over in a way that does not need to happen. So yes, I will move to another platform. Non-exclusively, I will still stream on Twitch occasionally. If this goes through, I will actively start pursuing a deal.
That's interesting.
Just for you and just $6.99.
That is- yeah, so that was an interesting breakdown. Asmongold has a lot of interesting opinions. At the end of the day, like we mentioned before, personally, I don't really have a horse in the race. That being said, I need to take a quick 5-10 minute break. Gonna pick up my boxes before I lose them again, and then we got another one. We'll be back in a little bit. So we'll turn the music back on here, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.